Hello, dear students. As we were studying gravitation, in that gravitation today we'll discuss few more topics. The topics are first is gravitational field. It is defined as the force experienced by a unit mass placed at a point. What does it mean? Suppose here we have one body, or we can say it as Earth, and it is having mass m. There is another body of mass small m. So, how much force this unit mass will experience? This gravitational field is represented by E, and it will be equal to force upon mass. It will be force upon unit mass. So, we know the formula of F is G mm upon, suppose the distance between these two is capital R. So I'll divide it by R square. This is the formula for force. So E will be Gmm upon R square, and it should be divided by M. M and M will get cancelled out. It will be Gm upon R square. It is a vector quantity. This gravitational field is a vector quantity. So it can be written as like this. So the formula for gravitational field will be E vector is equal to Gm upon R square, right? Next is gravitational potential energy. It is defined as the amount of work done in bringing a body from infinity to that point in the gravitational field of the other body. So in this case, what we have to do is I have assumed a body, and as we know that gravitational pull is experienced is provided by the earth, so I have taken its mass as m and its radius is r. What I have to do is I have to bring some body from the infinity to a particular point. And what do we mean by a particular point? Suppose I have to bring this body to this particular point P. So the distance will be small r from the center of the earth. I'm bringing a body, and suppose the mass of that body is m. So what I have done is, what we are going to do is, uh, ये जैसे जैसे ये बॉडी इस अर्थ के पास आती जाएगी, फोर्स इसकी वेरिंग होते जा रही है. मतलब अगर ये डिस्टेंस होगी, इन्फिनिटी वाली डिस्टेंस होगी, तो फोर्स अलग लगेगी. ये पॉइंट होगा तो अलग लगेगी, ये पॉइंट होगा तो अलग लगेगी. सो आई हैव taken a arbitrary point, and suppose this point is at a distance x, and if I'll displace this body by dx from that certain point, then what will be the force experienced by it? Force will be g m m upon x square, right? I need to find the work done. So for work done, for small work done, what I have to do is I will be finding dw, and this dw will be equal to f into dx cos theta. And if I'll see the angle between these two, the force which is acting is in the downward direction, and dx is also in the downward direction. So the angle will be 0 degree. So it will be dw is equal to f dx. But I need to find the amount of work done in bringing it from infinity to this particular point. What is that particular point? R is that particular point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to integrate it from infinity से कहाँ लेकर आना है इसको? R पर लेकर आना है. So in place of f, I'll be writing gmm upon x square, and I'll multiply it by dx. So gmm are constant, so I'll take them out, and dx upon x square, the integration of this will be minus 1 upon x, and the limit will be from infinity to r. So w will be g mm minus 1 upon r minus minus 1 upon infinity, and 1 upon infinity is 0. So W will be GMM upon R with negative sign. And this work done will be treated as the gravitational potential energy. So this is the derivation to find the gravitational potential energy, and it is very easy. Now after finding gravitational potential energy, there is one more term used, and that term is gravitational potential. Gravitational potential. What is gravitational potential is it is defined as you had already studied in class 10th electric potential. In the same way, we are going to define it also. So gravitational potential will be defined as the amount of work done in bringing a unit mass. Instead of a body, I'll be writing unit mass from infinity to that point. So how I can represent it? I'll be representing it by V, and this V will be amount of work done per unit mass. We already know the formula of work done, or we can say we had derived the relation of work done from here, and it will be minus GMM upon R, and I'll multiply it by M, divided by M. So M and N will get cancelled out. V will be equal to GM upon R. So this will be the expression for gravitational potential, and this gravitational potential is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. Next, if we'll see that now we need to find the escape velocity. What is escape velocity? The minimum velocity with which a body must be projected vertically upwards in order that it may just escape from the gravitational field. So what we have to do is, from the earth, suppose a body is placed at a particular point. From this that particular point, I need to throw this body from this place to infinity, right? So for uh, moving this in the upward direction and take out to escape it from the gravitational field, I have to move that body to a infinity position. Then only no gravitational force will act on a body. It will be out of the gravitational field. So suppose here r is the radius of the earth and capital M be the mass of the earth. So here what I can write is, this is r, this will be r, and from this position I have to project a body towards infinity. So for that, what we have to do is, we'll be finding the work done in moving it from r to infinity. So for that, I've taken an arbitrary point, and at this arbitrary point at a distance x, if I'll write the force, F will be G M M upon x square, and I need to displace it. What I have to do is, I need to displace it from a particular position. So if I want to displace it from a particular position, and if I'll displace it by dx, a small work done will be done on the body. So dw will be f dx, and in place of x, if I'll write gmm upon x square into dx. And what I have to do is, I have to now integrate it from r to infinity. So w will be gmm, r constant, and its integration will be minus 1 upon x, and the limit will be from r to infinity. So w will be gmm minus 1 upon infinity minus minus 1 upon r. So it will be gmm upon r. This will be the work done, and this work done can be balanced with the kinetic energy, because we will be providing the velocity to the body, then only it will be uh, escape out from the gravitational field. So gmm upon r, this must be equated with half mv square, एंड वी ई स्क्वायर इज द escape velocity. कितनी velocity दी जाए कि वो gravitational field से बाहर हो जाए. तो m and m will get cancel out, so v e will be equal to root under 2gm upon r. As we know the relation g is equal to gm upon r square, if I'll use this relation, so ve will be equal to root under 2gr. So this will be the velocity from the earth's surface, so that the body will just escape from the gravitational field. So from the earth's surface, its value is 11.2. If you'll place the radius of earth, which is 6400 kilometer, then ve will be 11.2 kilometer per second. This will be the amount of velocity which is to be provided to the body to just escape it from the gravitational field. Next is principle of launching a satellite. So how we can launch a satellite? What is the principle behind this? Suppose what I have done is, मान लीजिए कि हमने अर्थ ली है. सबसे पहले हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? सबसे पहले जो भी हमारी सैटेलाइट है उसको अर्थ सरफेस से एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पे लाकर प्लेस करना पड़ेगा, और वो जो पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट होगा, इस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पर जाने के बाद एक पर्टिकुलर ऑर्बिट में हमारी सैटेलाइट रोटेट होती है. तो हमें कितनी वेलोसिटी देनी पड़े कि ये अर्थ को स्ट्राइक ना करे. मतलब अगर मान लीजिए मैं इसको थोड़ी सी वेलोसिटी दूंगा तो ये यहाँ पर ये क्या करेगा? ये प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन करेगा. और थोड़ी वेलोसिटी बढ़ाऊंगा तब भी प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन करेगा. और थोड़ी वेलोसिटी बढ़ाऊंगा प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन होगा. एक पर्टिकुलर वेलोसिटी पर ये क्या करेगा? ये अर्थ के सरफेस पर जाकर के टकराएगा ही नहीं. एंड दैट वेलोसिटी इज कॉल्ड एज ऑर्बिटल वेलोसिटी. दिस इज ऑर्बिटल वेलोसिटी. And to make it out of the gravitational field, we have to provide the escape velocity. कौन सी velocity provide करनी पड़ेगी? Escape velocity. So we know the formula to find the escape velocity, that is uh, escape velocity from the earth's surface is 11.2 kilometer per hour, that is to be provided to the body. So if we'll throw the body from that particular height in the horizontal direction, so the velocity must be such that the body must not strike the earth surface. So what we have to do is, we have to find the orbital velocity. So to find the orbital velocity, what I am going to do is, suppose this is earth and the body is at a particular height h from the earth surface. The radius of earth is r, right? If I'll provide a certain velocity over here, and that velocity is called as orbital velocity. So obviously, if any body rotates in a particular orbit, that means centripetal force will come into play. Centripetal force will be there. So what is the formula for centripetal force? M v naught square upon what is the radius of this orbit? R plus h. And this must be equal to, इसको हम किससे बैलेंस कर सकते हैं? दिस इज द फोर्स, और इन दोनों के बीच में you'll find a force of attraction. This is m and this body is small m, so it will be gmm upon r plus h का whole square. So r plus h will cancel out from r plus h, so it will be v naught square is equal to gm upon r plus h. So v naught will be root under gm upon r plus h. If we want to rotate, revolve a body on the earth surface only, मतलब यहाँ पर कितनी velocity दी जाए कि ये body घूमती रहे यहीं पर, So in that case, h will be 0. And if h will be 0, then v naught will be equal to root under gm upon r. And if I'll use that relation that g is equal to gm upon r square, then we'll get it as root gr. So here we get the relation that ve is equal to root under 2gr and v naught is equal to root gr. So ve is basically equal to root 2 times of v naught, right? So what is the value of this? ये तो हम value find कर सकते हैं, and this value is 7.92 kilometer per second, right? So this is about the orbital velocity. Now there are certain types of satellite, and the most important satellite is geostationary satellites. What is geostationary satellites? These things you must have studied in your lower classes. Geostationary satellite. So geostationary satellites are those satellites which revolves around the earth, which revolves around the earth, and their time period is 24 hours in the circular orbit, right? So what we have to how we can define it? A satellite which revolves around the earth, मतलब ये हमारे पास अर्थ है, satellite which revolves around the earth in the equatorial plane. Where is the equator? This is the equator. इसी प्लेन में क्या कर रही हो? रोटेट कर रही हो, उसको हम बोलते हैं जियोस्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट. तो व्हाट आर द नेसेसरी कंडीशन फॉर जियोस्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट? सबसे पहली चीज, इट्स रोटेशन इज फ्रॉम वेस्ट टू ईस्ट. जो भी आपकी सैटेलाइट है वो वेस्ट टू ईस्ट रोटेट करेगी. टाइम पीरियड जो होगा इसके रोटेशन का, टाइम पीरियड ऑफ रोटेशन विल बी 24 आवर्स. हाउ मच? 24 आवर्स. नेक्स्ट इज, इसकी जो हाइट होनी चाहिए फ्रॉम द अर्थ सरफेस, हाइट फ्रॉम अर्थ सरफेस मस्ट बी 36,000 किलोमीटर. इसके आसपास, नियरली इसके आसपास होनी चाहिए, ठीक है? और ये बिल्कुल कंसेंट्रिक इक्वेटोरियल प्लेन में ही रोटेट करेगी. रिवॉल्व्स इन द equatorial plane, right? So this is about the geostationary satellite. It is having several use, like weather forecasting के लिए हम इसका यूज करते हैं, एटमॉस्फेयर की अपर सरफेस रीजन्स के बारे में पढ़ने के लिए हम इसका यूज़ करते हैं, रेडियो टीवी टेलीफोन सिग्नल्स के ट्रांसमिशन में हम इसका यूज़ करते हैं, और सोलर रेडिएशन कॉस्मिक रेज वगैरह इनके बारे में हम लोग स्टडी करते हैं. देयर इज़ वन मोर सैटेलाइट विच इज़ कॉल्ड एज पोलर सैटेलाइट. व्हाट आर पोलर सैटेलाइट्स? अगर हम पोलर सैटेलाइट्स की बात करें तो पोलर सैटेलाइट्स वो सैटेलाइट्स होती हैं जो इक्वेटोरियल प्लेन के परपेंडिकुलर रोटेट करें. मतलब ये आपकी पोलर सैटेलाइट्स होती हैं, पोल्स के अराउंड रिवॉल्व करें, एंड दिस इज जियो स्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट, राइट? तो ये दो तरीके की आपके पास सैटेलाइट्स आपको देखने को मिलती हैं विच रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड दी पोलर ऑर्बिट्स इज कॉल्ड पोलर सैटेलाइट, और जो इक्वेटोरियल प्लेन में रोटेट करती है वो आपकी जियो स्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट हुआ करती है. सो इतनी सी बातें हैं. बाकी from the next class we will see our new unit. So that's all for today. Thank you so much and God bless you all.